always respect it. And we always say to ourselves, a lot of small shows will ask us to be on, and we feel bad because we just can't do every show. Not that we're celebrities or a big deal. We just have a lot to do and a lot of work. So we kind of got to pick and choose. And some shows don't fit who we are. They have a little bit too much cussing and all that other stuff. And we try to be professional. So, and nothing wrong. You do your thing. We'll do ours. And then a lot of people will get mad at you. You're big timing me, or you're doing this. And that's not true. It's just, we can't. We wish we could help everyone because I'm a bleeding heart. I wish I could help everybody, but you can't. But the thing is, we always try to respect smaller podcasters, smaller podcasts, smaller writers. And we always say to ourselves, hey, you could make it too. Look at all the things that have happened to us good because we've worked so hard. If you keep working hard, look at all these things will happen, and be proud of your accomplishments. So you asked, how does it feel? I'll let Florence ask it, but it feels great, and it's great accomplishments. But for me, I look forward to the next one. I say, this is awesome. It's a great memory, but let's get more. So I've got an athletes type of, I played a lot of sport. Got an athletes like we won the first round of the playoffs, but great. Now let's go to the next round. Let's go. So that's kind of my feeling. So
what's next? Let's get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's from California. And like he said, celebrities there is just a normal thing. I'm from a little town in Connecticut. My parents were Italian immigrants, came over on a boat. It's definitely a different experience for us. That's why when I was a teacher and I worked in special education, the idea that I would even get hired to work in a radio station was like a dream thing. Like that can't even happen. And I told James this story. I've actually told it in a couple of interviews. After I was hired and I was doing my first live event, I literally pulled aside my boss, the guy who hired me, and said, I have to know, why did you hire me? I mean, he was wonderful to me and I was having a great time. And I was so grateful that they gave me a chance. But I'm like, I'm a teacher and I'm a lot older than these high school and college students you have working here. And why did you hire me? And he said, because you just wanted this so badly. You were so excited and you were so in awe. Like, he was honest. He said, when I gave you the tour of the radio station, the studio, with the microphones and all that, he was like, you were just speechless. He goes, and then when he literally sat me down behind the microphone. He goes, and he took pictures because he knew I wanted that, to save that, to have that as for memory. Because I didn't know if they were going to hire me or not. I thought this was my only shot, And he said, he goes, you just really wanted it. And it was obvious. He goes, and I'm so used to college students who in the summer want to go to the beach. They don't show up for work, or they show up an hour late, or they just quit and don't even tell you. He goes, and you spent so many years being a dedicated teacher in a profession that's very difficult, the special needs community. He goes, and I just felt like maybe we need that, So getting back to what you were asking, it is a big deal to me. To him, I think it's more, he's used to celebrities. He's used to fame. He was used to being on television. He was used to being on radio. This was all just comfortable for him. For me, it was just like, oh my God, and I've gotten over that because now it's been a while. But it's still like Emmett Smith. My mom, who's in her 80s and from Italy, she's Italian, knew who Emmett Smith was, So, when you get to that point where it's like you're talking to people that are really special, have really done something. And not because he's Emmett Smith, but just the fact that my mom knows who he is. We've interviewed people when we were on TMZ Live, our family members were like, oh my God, I just saw you on television, And, and after a while, it was kind of like, yeah, that's incredible. I was a teacher in a preschool, in a special education school. How did this happen, But I want to say this, though. Dream big, but don't just keep it at a dream. You gotta take the chance. The way I got the job, or at least the interview for the radio station to get the job, was I reached out to them. And I just said, just asking, you looking for anybody? And is there any way that I could possibly come in and talk to somebody? And I just expected them to never get back to me. I expected that to never be responded to, that email. And it was, and like I said, I went for an interview not thinking anything was going to happen, because why would they hire a teacher, But if it's meant to be, but like James said, consistency, hard work, all of that, the content has to be there, but you do have to step out of your comfort zone and you have to make the first move. In my case, I had to, because I didn't grow up in California with all the celebrities and all the TV and radio and all that, that wasn't my world. So, for me, it was a very different experience than him, but he taught me, you're just as good as anybody else. You're meant to be here.